Today I will show you how to paint an easy still life with apples and shadows. Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch, watercolor artist, teacher and a book author. Welcome to my studio. First of all, let's draw a plate. You can draw it or you can use some round thing. Find the inner side, the bottom of the plate, like this. Now we have three elements in this still life: a cake and two apples. And I think it would be easier to start with the cake because it's a pretty easy shape, triangle. And look, one edge of the cake is outside of the plate and one is inside the plate. So you need just to connect these 2 points. And now 2 apples. One apple we can see almost from the top, and it is placed next to the cake around this. And the other apple is tilted and it's covering a little bit the cake. So the shape is round but more oval round. This apple has this small stem, and this apple we can see the stem from the middle. These are the key elements we need to think through. First of all, I will remove all the lines which I can't see, and then I will lighten up the whole picture. One apple is more yellow green and the other one is more green. I will use lemon yellow with a hint of raw sienna, a little bit of viridian yellowish greenish mix. I want to glaze my apple with water. I have some yellowish paint on my brush, and now I can add more accents, more bright, more dark, more shadows. The biggest shadow will be on this left bottom part, and I will add it a little bit later. I can also see some touches of red. Let's carefully add a little bit of red hint into our apple. Make it more natural. And now at the same time, let's start to think about this middle part. I will mix burnt sienna with a touch of black, and I will get also viridian to get this deep brown green mix. And with the tip of the brush, I will touch this middle about this, and then I just let it go. I will let it to distribute by itself. I also can paint the shadow. I step a little bit aside from the edge, and wet on wet I will paint this. I will add this shadow. I try to control amount of water on my brush. I remove excess water with the paper towel. With the tip of the brush I can distribute a little bit this shadow part. I try to leave the edge untouched because here will be a reflection from the plate which will make it super light. Something like this. Let's let it dry and paint another apple. Same principle. Let's firstly glaze the apple with either water or super diluted our greenish yellowish mix, like this, the whole apple. And then you see what are the most light, the most bright part. It's not so much light, we can't see this glare part, but I can tell that around this area it's probably the most light part. So I can keep adding a little bit darker colors around, correcting the shape of the apple. This apple has a touch of red on the area around around this small little stem. If you know how it calls properly, let me know. So with the tip of the brush, I try to distribute this red spot. The shadow is located, first of all, inside this apple, inside of this part, and on that side. So I will use the same mix with the tip of my brush. My brush is pretty dry. I can even remove water. And I carefully, with the tip of my brush, I start to create this shadow part. I look at the reference, a lot of shadow on the right side. Then we have the light part right here because sun shines like this. There is a break of the shape, therefore, again, there is this part of the apple turned out of the sunlight. So we paint it dark. We add shadow, the same as we did right here. Now I can wash my brush, dry it with a paper towel, correct a little bit. I want to make this part lighter. And now I can, with almost dry tip of the brush, I can distribute this shadow, the shadow shape. We are creating the volume, therefore shadows are extremely important. Let it all dry. Now it might look a little bit weird, but don't worry about that. Now let's add the cake. The cake is apple cake and it has a lot of bright brownish yellowish color. I have a look at the reference and with my brush I paint these yellow, slightly burnt edges of the apples, of the baked apples. I leave a lot of white area because here on white paper will emphasize this glare. Maybe it's some caramel on the top of the apples, so we want to show it, want to show this crispiness. Then I have a little bit piece of dough right here. I try to use more dry brush strokes so it will create this nice baked texture. I will use raw sienna, also pretty dry, and I try to hardly touching the paper. I'm creating the idea of these apple slices like this. Then I wash my brush and I can go around and soften some of the areas. Some parts are white, paper is untouched, some of them are pretty dry. Now comes the interesting part. Here is the crunch edge, pretty burned, pretty dark, also because of the shadow. So I mix my burnt sienna with black. I start with the tip of the brush, go around, and I paint this side part of the cake. The more it goes on the sunlight, the more orange and bright it is, so I can add a little bit of burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is a perfect name and perfect paint for all burnt, cooked, baked goods. Get a little bit of our bold mix and go around some areas if you want to add more touch of crispiness here and there. It's not realistic paint, it's loose paint, therefore for us it's important that it would be recognizable, but we are not going much into details. Right here we have a shadow from the apple, and we can already paint it. apple has a little bit hint of green, therefore the shadow also can be a little bit green here. Now let's paint the plate. The plate looks white, but it's more grayish. I will use green, a bit of yellow, and some of my brown mix, basically what I already used. Then paint the plate. I see what parts of the plates are the most bright. This is this rib close to the sunlight, so I will just leave it. I will just leave it untouched and white. And on the opposite side, it's pretty dark, so I can paint over like this. Now we can step aside a little bit of this rib, leave some white areas around. So we are painting now the plate, and we will add shadows in it in a moment. Be patient. So it's nice if you're able to keep the plate, this plate area, wet. Of course, adding shadows is more organic. It's more organic, more convenient to do when we have wet paper, wet on wet. First of all, we have a shadow here. It comes from the apple, so it's yellowish greenish. So I paint it here. I think it can be a little bit more desaturated, more dirty, more on the dirty side, like this. Then here we have pretty bright reflection from the apples. Let's add it right here. Same here. So now we paint the reflections from the apples. Here will be a very dark shadow, but right now I want to add a touch of yellow and distribute things around. Paint inside. Let's paint this shadow inside. Should be pretty creamy mix, like this. Carefully go around the apple and just let it distribute by itself on the opposite side. Maybe help a little bit and help around the other apple. Now we have a very dark spot here. I work with the tip of my brush and I add this dark deep shadow. Once we added these dark colors, our apples popped up a lot. We can also add more shadow underneath the cake. I soften it with brush, with damp brush, like this. I can see a small reflection of brown from the cake on the other side of the apple. We can always emphasize what we see, then it will be more interesting to watch, to work with. And let's add a couple of details around, a bit deeper shadow. The shadow is darker than the apple, so we need to paint it. We need to show that this is the shadow and this is darker than the apple. Soften it a bit. Now, of course, we can add these stripes. There are some stripes, but only if you like. No need to paint them all around and detailed. Just some idea. Now we need to lift up a little bit the apples because they feel a bit lost, so I use this yellowish greenish mix again. Add some brighter touch. Then I use my damp brush and soften this touch around. I paint careful around the stem, and with tip of the brush I want to emphasize this middle part, and also I will add, finally I will add the paint. The stem. The stem I can, for the stem I can use the same burnt sienna as I used for the cake. Also it will also connect all the elements all together like this. Same for this one. This one is much darker. This stem is darker, so I will add my deeper brown mix for that, like this. I want to emphasize this part about like this. In this case, for this apple, I would like to add a touch of green, soften it, and work a little bit with extra shadow. Same here. Don't afraid to add darker tones for the shadows. That will help the rest of the paint to pop up. Add hint of yellow in this area to divide it from the plate, to show that this is brighter than the plate. It would be correct to add a shadow underneath the plate. I will take a bigger brush. Here we have some wooden area, but I wouldn't do that. I just need to find the right shape for the shadow around this. And I basically use all dark things I have on my plate around. In this corner we hardly can see the difference. We can hardly see the border between the cake and the shadow, so we can really go pretty bold around this area, connect everything. Then don't forget to wash your brush and add more water if necessary. This is about the end of the shadow, so like this. Now let's have a look again. We got very nice shadow in this area. Think a little bit more about shadow in this part. Can be a little bit more darker. Same here. I just want to wash my brush, soften a little bit the edges. I want to soften, remove these white spots on this shady part. I think it will be nicer if it will be more soft. For a quick sketchy plate, this is how we can paint still lifes. Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed the process. Please let me know in comments what would you like to paint next. and see you soon. Bye bye.